My name is Angel Barrera. I work for Reliance Aluminum and Steel. Been there for 5 years now. It's a really good job. I like it a lot. This is my wife, Teresa, and our newborn baby, Angel Jr. And we also have 2 girls, 13-year-old and 10-year-old. At the time, they're staying with my mother-in-law, as you can see, because our living situation is very tiny. We've been here like 5 years. Been trying to get out, but just doesn't seem to be happening.
I tried to get an apartment. I tried, and finally we just got in the trailer. And the girls would come stay the weekends with us. Because of the space, we'd have to take one at a time, so one weekend we'd have Sophie, and one weekend we'd have Angelica. Trying to cook is impossible in here. It's just not enough space. And being cold in here, it's really cold. The floor is really cold, and you just never really get warm enough. And then the mold, and we don't know if it's affecting him. There's no way to tell if it's making him sick. We're almost going to go get a motel room, but then we thought, oh my God, that'll cost us, that's the money we're saving to move into the house. And it's like really depressing and really kind of frustrating to tell my daughters that, hey, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to stay with Grandma a little bit longer and to come back here and live like this.
It's just, it's sad, it's hard, it's rough.
Well, I mean, if you're a working poor family in Portland, what it means is that literally every month you're making choices between whether or not to pay bills or buy food, and that's really, it's that desperate in most cases. And these are people in most cases who have more than one person working who work full time.
I first heard about Habitat at Portland Community College from a friend that I had told about my situation and how bad it was and how it was hard because I couldn't have my kids full time.
And then one day my mom called me at school. She was like, Habitat accepted us. I started dancing around. It was really great. I was actually dancing. You can ask anyone.
Many programs, government programs, nonprofits are often acting as a safety net for families, and when they're at their worst, they kind of keep them from falling through. Where Habitat's more like a trampoline, and it kind of boosts them to a new level of success. First, we go out and we find families that meet our criteria. They have to meet our income criteria. They have to be hardworking families that have a decent credit history. And once we select those families, we go out to the community and ask for support. And once we have that financial support, we utilize that so we don't have to borrow and incur debt to build the home. And we go to the community and mobilize thousands of volunteers that help build the home. The family works alongside those volunteers and helps to put in their sweat equity hours. And once the home is completed, we sell the house to the family.
I was there when it was a hole in the ground. I still have pictures of that.
I think volunteers, when they first come, they're like very apprehensive. They don't think they're going to be able to do the things we're asking them to do. But it's our job to make sure that they feel that they can do that, and that by the end of the day they do have a feeling that they have a real sense of accomplishment. So some of them come, they've never climbed a ladder, they've never used a skill saw, they don't know what a sawzall is, a chop saw, what, Mark, they don't know what's going on. They've maybe never built anything in their whole life, but by the end of the day, they're going to see a wall go up or some siding on a wall or some trim on a baseboard or something. So they're going to see that they did accomplish something, and that's our job here. That's our goal, is to make sure everyone is able to accomplish something.
When you work on a house and a family moves in and it changes their lives, it changes your life.
It's just amazing to see how many people, come out and volunteer. I come from a very bad background, I come from Los Angeles, Compton, California, and I've been through some really rough situations, and I never knew people were so nice.
Being on a Habitat job site, I have definitely been working alongside a homeowner for 4 hours to later find out that that's the homeowner this whole time, and I never even knew it. And I think it's a great opportunity to get to know someone and to know what circumstances brought them to be buying a Habitat home.
There's nothing greater and more powerful than the heart of a volunteer, in that they're very passionate about what they're doing, and they absolutely want to do it to the best of their ability. So our houses, the quality of them, as far as the entire construction industry, is built very well.
Housing is one way you can change someone's life, and I feel like If a family does not have a home, if they do not have somewhere safe and warm to go to at the end of each day, they cannot worry about if their kids are on the streets, if their kids are getting a good education.
Housing stability is the key to improving the educational performance in many of these schools. When we have schools, say in the Lentz neighborhood, where the changeover rate from September to May is 40%. 40% of the kids that start out in September are not there in May, and it's almost 100% because of housing instability.
Seeing how long it took my mom to get a house and how what a struggle it was for her really makes me want to go to college and get good grades and get a good job and do things the right way. That way I don't have to go through the things that she went through, the whole living in the trailer park. It really makes me want to put more into my education.
Portland not only needs Habitat for Humanity, we need more of it. We need, the more Habitat can do, the stronger Portland becomes. It's a direct correlation.
What's unique about Habitat for Humanity is how we sell a house to a family. Number one, we don't charge interest. So the zero interest mortgage allows a family to afford to buy a home. The other thing we do is we sell the home to the family at our cost, at no profit.
I've heard a lot of people say this, but it's like a hand up. It's not a handout. They're helping us build a life for ourselves. We pay $350 a month for space rent, and now we're getting a house, and our mortgage payment's going to be $429 a month. And it's going to change our lives.
Housing is not a charity. Housing is the one thing that no matter what, it will appreciate over time. And so if you can help a family get into a home ownership unit, their financial situation will improve, the neighborhood will improve, and ultimately the city, the funders, the philanthropists will get their money back. But when you give $1 to Habitat, you've given an infinite amount because it's going to keep going and going and going, and that's not something you can say in too many places.
Okay, this is our bathroom, our smaller one, and this is a closet, and this is our living room area. Okay, this is my room, and I'm going to be sharing with my baby brother. Okay, this is my parents' room. They have a big bed, and it's probably going to go right over there. Okay, so this is the bathroom. It's bigger than the one that I showed you downstairs. This is my sister's room, my older sister's room. I've wanted to live with my mom and dad for a long time, and now I have a baby brother, so that's even cooler.
It's amazing, to think that we're going to be homeowners, that my kids are actually going to have a place. And, maybe someday when I die, they'll have their own house, Because to us, it didn't seem like we were ever even going to get out of that trailer.
This is really the best thing to ever happen to us. I never thought my mom would actually have a house. I really never did. Habitat gave us hope for the future. I get to live with my mom now. I never thought I would.